Welcome back to Sunday Night in America. Over the course of my lifetime, only 2 presidents have received more than 60% of the popular vote. I was 2 years old when Lyndon Johnson won in 1964 with more than 60% of the vote. And I was 8 years old in 1972 when Richard Nixon did the same. Of course, one of those presidents opted not to even run for re-election, while the other resigned before he was impeached. Ronald Reagan came close to getting 60% of the vote, but no other presidential candidate has really even come close. 6 out of 10 is pretty mediocre when it comes to making free throws or taking a pop quiz, but it's pretty unheard of when it comes to getting Americans to vote for a presidential candidate. On the other hand, I count 5 presidents elected with less than 50% of the popular vote. I'm not sure what kind of mandate you can claim when less than half the people vote for you. I'm not even sure what kind of mandate you can claim when barely half the voters want you. But that's where we've been politically during my lifetime, and things don't seem to be changing. Donald Trump won the presidency in 2016, and Joe Biden won it in 2020. Most Americans, according to the polls, do not want a repeat of the 2020 race. A majority of voters, again, according to the polls, don't want either President Biden or former President Trump to run in 2024. Despite this, if the nominating conventions were held tomorrow, my guess is both men would be nominated by their respective parties. Not only do presidents struggle to get to 50% in elections, those who do win struggle to get to 50% in approval polls once in office. President Biden is struggling to stay at 30% in public approval numbers. And while 30% approval is abysmal, it's nearly double how the public feels about Congress. What does this say about the current state of our politics? A majority of Americans don't want either of the front runners to run, and if they do run, whoever prevails will barely eclipse 50% and then struggle to stay there. What would it take to find a candidate who could get 6 out of 10 votes? Will we ever see a candidate for president truly receive a mandate to govern? Does the constant negativity coupled with the focus seemingly always being on the next election mean we're just confined to presidents who barely get half the votes? An overwhelming majority of our fellow citizens believe the country is headed in the wrong direction. A shocking number of Americans believe violence may be justified as it relates to our politics. I'm sure many Americans want a fresh start with new and different candidates, and yet we appear likely headed right back to the past. Exceptional countries should have exceptional leaders, and exceptional leaders should not struggle to get to 50%.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.